Beauty is fleeting, yes, very fleeting, but so too is life. Welcome to Strip Coverlet, where we squeeze the bigger picture out of literature. I'm Adrian Ford, and we are here for another poetry discussion, which will appear in two playlists here on the channel. Number one being the poetry discussion playlist, now over 700 videos strong. 200 was a long time ago. Now over 700 videos strong. And the second playlist is, of course, the Emily Dickinson playlist, a playlist of videos dedicated exclusively to the greatest poet of all time. We are here to talk about a poem known as She Sped as Petals of a Rose. And it reads as such. She sped as petals of a rose, offended by the wind, a frail, a frail aristocrat of time, indemnity to find, leaving on nature a default, as cricket or as bee, but Andes in the bosoms where she had begun to lie. So, what are we talking about with this poem? It is short, but brevity is no excuse if the poem doesn't mean anything. The poem does, it strikes me, mean something. She sped as petals of a rose. A rose is renowned, of course, for its beauty. Its beauty is represented by those petals. Those petals fall away as the rose dies. She sped as petals of a rose. It's an interesting um, it's an interesting conceit, sped as petals of a rose, because you're not directly correlating the she in question with the rose. My love is a red, red rose, right? We're not doing that. We're doing something slightly different. Offended by the wind. That second line there, offended by the wind. The wind, to the best of my estimation, is a symbol for time. So she sped as petals of a rose. She sped as the fleeting beauty of a rose, offended by time. A frail aristocrat of time. Frail means easily broken, right? And beauty would fit that description. Beauty is something that is frail. Beauty is something which we often think of as timeless, but the beauty itself can be timeless, while the beautiful ages, while the beautiful will not be around forever. Aristocrat of time. The aristocrat is the elite. So an easily broken elite of time. Time, of course, being temporary. But again, beauty exists in this strange realm. What is beautiful is forever. The idea of beauty is forever. The beauty itself is time limited. So this is a line which is more complex than it would at first seem. Indemnity to find, that next line there. Indemnity is basically protection. So indemnity to find, the beauty of the rose is fleeting, but is searching for protection. These four lines, I said that this is a very short poem, and that brevity is no excuse for the poem to not say something. There's so much said in these four lines that it's hard to even really unpack at first blush. Leaving on nature, a default. Defaulting on your car loan means that you're giving up the car, really. Leaving on nature, leaving the natural order, suspending the natural order. Suspending the natural order is the definition often given for a miracle, right? So you have this rose that is leaving the order of nature to find protection from time, which rips the rose of that for which it is acclaimed. The beauty of the rose is acclaimed. As cricket or as bee. This is a line that is confusing to me because crickets and bees, we see them in nature, not suspending nature, not leaving nature, not defaulting on nature. And we are using the word as here, meaning that like the cricket or bee does, like the cricket or the bee do, we are leaving nature. But I think that there is some space for ambiguity in the English language, that is saying here that leaving on nature a default, as the bee and the cricket are subject to. So I think that what might be going on with this line, and I have to admit that this line is troubling for my interpretation of the poem, but I think that there is room for this to be saying that the cricket and the bee are synonymous, if you will, with nature. But Andes in the bosom's where? In her chest, the she in question, in her chest, in her heart. It is the Andes, the high rest, where she belongs. It is, I think, bosom here does two things, works two ways, I guess I should say. In her chest, the she in question belongs in the Andes, but it is in the chest of the Andes that she will go to lie, right? So I think that this is a place in the poem where you can read it forwards and backwards in that way. And then obviously the last line here, she had begun to lie. It is in the high rest, the high crest of the Andes that our rose finds where it is that she belongs. So I think that if you are looking for what this poem means, right? The lesson of the poem. How many of us feel that there is some other place that we should be, but time is fleeting? How many of us feel that there is some other place where we belong, where we would be more us? How many of us feel that way? Probably most of us. But it isn't here. It isn't where we find ourselves. It isn't where the she in question was grown as that rose. The question is, will you have the time to get there? Time, it's represented multiple times through this poem. Time is fleeting. Your time is limited. And I think this also allows for the space. This poem allows the space to question, what if it's not a place, right? Not a place where we belong, not a place that we see ourselves, but a mission, something we wish to accomplish, some place that we wish to be, which is not physical, but it is represented by accomplishment. It is represented by something we have done. The same is true, right? Think of the phrase, a beautiful mind. There is beauty in your mind, but the beauty of your mind, too, is fleeting. You will not be capable, in a certain amount of time, of the same which you are currently capable. We diminish not just our looks, but the beauty of so many things about us wears through with time, becomes threadbare with time. It's a call, I think, this poem, to begin whatever that journey is that we have to have, that we feel would fulfill us. Not just looks, not just physical beauty, but the beauty of whatever that mission is, which does drive you. There is limited time. You have to work. You have to get to work on it. We all have to work on whatever it is that we wish to accomplish, because someday it will come that we cannot accomplish everything from where we are. That is all I have for this poetry discussion. If you like or appreciate what it is that I do here, hitting a like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other literature lovers. If you find yourself here by chance but not design, literature is the only thing I talk about on this channel, dropping multiple videos every single week. And as always, I hope to have you back for the next one.